All right, guys, good afternoon, and I am live here from the XBHP headquarters after a very long time. And these are the times of crisis, something which I didn't expect that I would see in my lifetime. The last such kind of a thing, probably what happened was in World War II. And after that, a lot of people are saying that because of the coronavirus, the situation is such of the economy everywhere, of people, the deaths, it's like akin to being in World War III. And the difference is that this world war involves all the nations, the whole planet. And we are actually in war with something, with an enemy that we cannot see. It's like really a science fiction movie out of future playing right now in our lives. And as we sit at home, which I'm sure you must be right now, we thought that why not stay connected to the people that have been inspiring us, that people that have been doing motorcycling since a long time and incessantly. There are a lot of things which have been stopped by the virus, including the Wimbledon, which was cancelled today, the Olympics. I mean, the biggest of the biggest events in the world's history, they have been stopped for the first time after the World War, that is. But there is one thing which does not stop, that is the desire to actually go on a motorcycle, twist the throttle, and live our lives. And at these times we realize that how important the freedom was, how much we had taken it for granted. But it's not me who is supposed to talk this much. I just realized it is the gentleman on the other side, in fact, on the right side of your screens right now. His name is Dr. Arun Thareja, and I want to introduce him as my mentor, as someone that unknowingly laid the seeds of XBHP for motorcycling in me in XBHP in 2001. And he was the person that I went to his garage and saw the first superbike that actually drove me to build XBHP, and as XBHP is what you see today. Sir, welcome to the virtual live session of XBHP. And you have been a great inspiration to us. You have been doing motorcycling since I think I was a little baby. And now I can say the same thing to other people, who are 20 years old, that I've been motorcycling since 20 years. So, sir, what do you think, are these times, how tough they are for a motorcyclist? And of course, please introduce yourself as you want yourself.
Yeah, hi Sunny, and it's always a pleasure being interacting, and always it's a pleasure, like I said. And thanks to the technology, what we have right now, we are connected in these times also. So thanks from the bottom of my heart for saying those kind words. But yes, we go back a very long way, 2000, 2001, when I had the Blackbird and you had dropped in, and I could see your face light up like that. Okay, this is what you wanted in life. And I'm so proud to see you right now, what you are doing on a regular daily basis, inspiring millions across the world. So hats off to you. And regarding me, I am a doctor by profession, ENT surgeon. I head the department of Maharaja Agarsan here nearby in Punjabi Bagh. So started biking way back in '85. I still have that Yamaha RD 350, my first motorcycle in a mint condition. So that's well about me, and was riding solo till 98, and then came across like-minded people, and that's how the Gods was formed in 98, 99, group of Delhi Superbikers. And it's been a lovely, lovely journey with all the like-minded people and the motorcycling and the places we ride to nationally, internationally. It's a never-ending kind of a beautiful thing which you experience. Every biker is like that, I'm sure. So right now, like Sunny said, we are in these sad times, I would say, and I hope everybody's staying put, because unfortunately that's the only way out. So stay put, and we will definitely overcome this kind of this virus, which is a pandemic, as you all know. So as a motorcyclist, obviously you can't ride, which is the saddest aspect, but yes, you can definitely love your motorcycles more during such times. When you have ample time, you can give more of affection, more of love to them. And there are so many ways. I mean, every day I do something a little bit on every bike. I don't complete the whole task in one go because I have ample time. So do a little bit, 30, 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour per day on your machine. So that's my advice to you. Love your machines more. And again, repeating myself, thanks to technology, we can always be connected, whether it's regarding motorcycling or any other topic, so that we are not left alone and we don't feel alone. So
So thank
that's
you.
it.
It's written on your T-shirt.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. You know,
All
and
thanks to you. All thanks to you for this t-shirt also. I can't forget every time we have met in every kind of event which you have invited me and the group. It's always been immense pleasure.
um, and sir, so there is something which someone said right now to us, that what is unstoppable is the spirit of
Yes,
mankind, of human beings, and this is what probably
definitely.
makes us. I want to say this at the risk of getting some flack. We are as unstoppable as the virus, because the virus does not give up. We are not giving up. It's basically a war, you know.
Yeah.
And so
But in this war we'll be winning and we'll be not be losing like virus. That's the only difference.
yes, so now we are all waiting to see what is behind that box. That box which has is basically essentially tells us that you are still kid at your heart.
Oh yeah.
And can you please also, there is some graffiti, some mural
Oh yeah,
we can
this
see on
this
your
is
right
this
side.
is the wall which I got painted. This has all the memorabilia. I can flip the camera and show you,
Yes, please.
right? So this is the wall which leads to my garages. So these are all the beautiful stuff, as you can see, a very
Wow.
beautiful kind of a thing which I got made. And at the ground level, this is all worn out. This was the coal tar which I had got and made the starting grid of a track. So that's the thing which leads to the garage and to my temple. And on the this wall, there are a lot of my first way back the charisma with the engine inside, the head inside, and these are the expansion chambers. Some lovely pictures. If I can focus on, this was the first uh, Kardungla top when I went in the year 1999 on the Bullet 535 lighting. So at that time, no one knew where this whole thing was, Leh Ladakh, and we also just totally carried on.
Sir, can
We
you
also,
show us in detail the from the left side? I think the your mural basically consists of different kind of motorcycles.
this the top one is the
I'm
front
talking about
fairing
the
of the.
painting, sir.
This is the charisma, the fairing of the charisma which I had dumped and had put in a pulsar round red light, so that saved a lot of weight. And in the middle is the one of the ported cylinders of the RX 135, and down below is the lower fairing of the Ninja ZX 12R. So this kind of a look I wanted to give, and this is one old painting gifted to be by my friend. This is one expansion chamber of the RD 350, which I was just talking about. And these are some pictures of our group gods, the early days. The Tiger Hill, this was most probably in '07. And like I was telling you, this is my picture of Kardungla top in 1999. Just the five of us, we were there. We just went there without knowing anything, just paper maps, no technology. And boy, one of the toughest rides ever of my life. So, but those are the memories which really keep going on and on inside your head 24 hours. Always grateful to motorcycling. And our members, this is one when the Harley Davidson invited us in Gurgaon when they entered India. Most probably this would be 2010, I guess. And then this is me on the 400 CBR 400 RR, a very rare machine which I had managed to get here. Obviously, a gray import from West Bengal. And there up where I can't go, this was again your function, XBHPs, where John Abraham was invited, I think, in Hotel Obroy. And there we are gifting him the God's T-shirt. So, lot of stuff. This is the body of the tank and the front thing of R1. The meters are from the ZX12R. and the tail light is from the Honda CB1000.
Wow.
This one I still remember. I had the ZX 9R of a friend, so the front fender is from the 9R, and disc I'm forgetting which machine. And here I got this thing, a race kit, sorry, a race fairing painted into Suzuki racing colors for this wall only. The second one I can show you adorns that. That's the Kawasaki green. So I had ordered one fairing, got it painted. And these are again the clutch cover of Yamaha R1, as you can see. This is some chain of any old used superbike with those two sprockets. And this, again, a gift from my friend, the stock exhaust of a CBR 600. And coming now, this this wheel I can never forget. This belongs to that same bike, Enfield 535 1997. This, as you can see, this is the rim is of it's a 16 incher. I wanted to be low, so I got it modified. The spokes were different, so I got it fitted. And this was from a Yezdi, if I'm not mistaken. So this was a 16 incher, both front and the rear rims with the tires. And I took it to Pithoragarh and Nepal border and did a couple of rides on these tires and these rims. Unforgettable memories. And here we come to the RX 100 or 1135 expansion chambers. Again, a MotoGP kind of a thing. And this is the best part. The one of my earliest pictures with the RD 350 with the Hulk written on the T-shirt, because at that time bodybuilding also started at the very same time. And this must be what 1985. This picture. And the best part is, I am standing at the very same point where this picture was taken right now. I am at the same wall and talking to you. So even at that time, you can see I had got the Hero Honda's front fairing, and I remembered the Toyota, some Toyota cars' side mirrors, got them painted red. So that's what a little bit I did way back then. And again, the topmost, I'll show you inside also. Topmost also, I'm standing with the stock RD 350. And these are the other pictures of the God's members, some Nainital kind of a ride. Or again, 04, I think, 0405. So these are those beautiful things. Our Captain Vineet Sharma doing the wheelie. That's why we call him Wheelie Singh. So this is it. And next is the original stock tank of my RD. This is the actual real stock fuel tank of the RD 350, because I have totally modified that machine into a cafe racer. So this was that with the seat, and this is the fairing I told you. This was the Yamaha's that 85 thing. The mirrors I had changed again to black ones. These are car mirrors, some shockers, RX 135, I'm sure. And this another interesting thing was I had put a RD 350's piston inside the RX 135's head and cylinder. So this is that. So both the blocks are there with the piston inside. This is RD 350's piston squeezed. It hardly had any space. I remembered going to one guy, Mr. Sharma in old Rajinder Nagar, who was a specialist on the lathe. And he said, Doc, I can just barely manage it. I said, okay, carry on. Let's see, without breaking the whole thing. So it was a success. But the gains which I got with the 175cc were not that astounding. And despite my best efforts, the head gasket was always leaking. I did 2 or 3 trips to Nainital and somewhere in those hills in Uttarakhand. But then I shifted back to 135. So I tried to bump up the power, but I was not happy with the end result. And lastly, on the wall, these are again, I remember I had a Ninja GPX 600. This was in the year 1999, and I wanted to, at that time, it was very tough to manage the aftermarket exhaust. So I went to Karol Bagh, and this guy, I remember the name of the shop, Tilak Silencer. So he said, okay, Doc, I'll make you something. So this is those bullet ones he made for the Ninja 600, and they did fine for some time, no doubt about it. So, but this is This is those memories I can never forget. That's why this wall is there which always keeps me taking back to those beautiful old days when bikes were bikes. There was no technology. It was just you and the passion in you and the rider in you handling those beautiful monsters. So that's it, I guess. And like I
Sir,
said, these are the
amazing.
paint. This is what I
I,
got made by a lovely painter who's almost 70 years old. So
wow.
he does a fabulous job. He does a fabulous job. I gave him the theme of one picture of the track, one of touring in the hills, and the other was the regular Sunday rides. That kind of a theme I gave him, and he did a lovely job, as you can see. And that's it now regarding the externals of the garage. So this is what I got up. Like I said, the other half of the fairing was made into these Kawasaki Racing, and these are the tires as wheels. This is the board of the group, and when I switch it on in the night, it really comes up very well with the tube lights behind it. So these are the two garages I have. The third one I'll show you later on. It's a smaller one by the side. So that's it, Sunny. This is all about the exterior.
Yes, sir. So, I want to say that we are in a very special place in history, in the sense that, sir, we can we see your face now for a minute? If you can flip the
So,
camera.
yep, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was amazing because I was one of the very few, a lot of people that who actually got influenced. And I still maintain the fact that if you influence someone correctly when they are young, they can probably do a lot of, things going ahead in the future. And I hope that you see that in me. And at this
I've
particular
already
time,
seen, and
yeah,
it's beautiful. You're doing excellent stuff. Nationally, internationally, you have taken our country right on the top in terms of motorcycling. As we all know, you're hardly any country with hardly any history about motorcycling, not like UK or US, where they were doing since ages. So you have, and you are doing, you have, and you are doing, and I'm sure you will be doing a fabulous job regarding motorcycling. And the pictures you click, that talent which you have, the photographer in you, that is simply outstanding. The way
thank you
you
so much,
create
sir.
pictures, the way you caption them, the way you write, it's simply classy. Hats off.
And thank you so much, sir. At this moment, I would also like to say that it wouldn't have been possible without the whole community, because XBHP is first a community and also the
Yes, no
core
doubt
team
about
that
that.
we have. And
No
at
doubt.
this moment, yeah, I want to say that I think our generation is lucky or unlucky, to see the shift from two strokes that you were talking about to four strokes and now electric motorcycles. So three generations, as far as technology in motorcycles concerned, they are actually, I can see the two strokes die. I mean, you can see it better, and
Yeah,
because I hardly rode any two strokes, except the RX 100 and the RD 350 for a very small duration, not touring like you, because I was not I was small, I was little, I didn't have my license. And then now we are at the looking at the era of super bikes which are electric, of bikes which are electric. So at this moment, sir, I would like you to please open the doors to heaven, and we want to have a look inside your shrine and the gods
oh
inside
sure.
it.
I,
Yeah.
I'll flip the camera again then.
Yes, sir.
So here we go. This is one of the garages, and here we are. So here we are. I'll switch on some lights now.
Wow.
So this is a wall dedicated to all the women riders across the world. Some record holders are there. So this garage wall is all for women riders, and I keep adding them on a very regular basis. The ladies who have really done something wonderful in the world of motorcycling. And then inside you can see some racers here, some racers here. So people who I really look up to in history, they are all there, the racers. And especially my all-time favorite is Bert Munro. He's also there on the wall. So these are the machines I have. Some liter bikes. I'm slightly old school, so I love those machines. R1, you can see the first generation R1 is there. And then you can see The O7. I'll switch on some more lights. So this is an O7 Ninja, all in all in extremely mint condition, externally as well as internally, as you can all see. And then one
Beautiful.
of my recent acquisitions, the Aprilia Tuono. So this was absolutely a plain Jane, all black in color. So I thought, okay, let's do something about this. So I got it wrapped thanks to my dear brother Gaurav Sharma's help. So we got it wrapped with the factory racing colors, as you can see, the red, black, and silver. Got the seat also, the rear seat also color matched. The rims also went red. And the best part, the handlebar was dumped. I got my relatives to get a clip-on from USA, and now it is a pure repli racer kind of a ferocious machine. Obviously, the ergonomics are very killing, I would say, but that's the fun. For a short ride of 150 to 170 kilometers, I mean, this is one crazy machine. And obviously, with the Leo winch exhaust, it feels as if a MotoGP bike is standing still at a red light and revving. Phenomenal, this machine.
Absolutely,
And
sir. I
the
think
other
he's
one
one of the
by,
best sounding machines out there.
oh,
I
no
had to
doubt about
hesitate
it.
to say this. It's like
Ah,
right up there as
yeah.
far as the oral qualities are concerned. By any
Oh, no
chance, sir,
doubt.
do you have the key in the bike right now?
Yeah,
No.
the keys are pretty close. Here are the keys, a whole
Can,
bunch of them.
can we hear
So,
the Aprilia, please?
yeah, let me just take out Aprilia.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at those keys.
So, so this is, let me start. So here goes.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Sir, I've got
So
goosebumps.
yeah, that was one MotoGP machine revving. So this is Aprilia, my latest acquisition a couple of months ago. And by the side is my tourer, the CB1000. Love this machine for the comfort and a decent power delivery, and has served me very well over the long trips inside the country. And
Absolutely.
again, I'm not a fan of the latest Busa, though I have that also. But this is my favorite Busa, the first generation. This is one hell of a machine. Like I recently wrote in one of my Instagram posts, the most free revving, fiercely accelerating, and most reliable engines to have been put inside a motorcycle chassis. So this is one. I mean,
So
even
this
in the
is
stock
the specific version?
without the exhaust, it is so free revving. You don't actually need exhaust. It's just for the sound. That's it. Otherwise, it is one beautiful machine. The only major flaw, I would say major, because it affects the braking. They are not up to the mark, no doubt. And despite my best efforts of putting in those hell brake lines and all, there's hardly any improvement. Now, the only thing left for me to do is to go in for a master cylinder, a completely aftermarket master cylinder. That's the only way out, I guess. So, but amongst the two Busas, first and Gen, I mean, Gen 1 is tops, no doubt about that. So, another very special beauty, which is pretty rare to have these days, this Ninja ZX12R, the unrestricted version. This is a year 2000 manufacture when there was no gentleman's agreement and the machines could go beyond 300 kmph, and this baby does that in stock form itself. It has a speedo calibrated to 350, and I have personally taken way back above 300 many times. So this is the speedo, as you can see. it
Wow.
it is
Little bit
calibrated
closer, sir.
Yeah, this is the Speedo.
Wow, this is
So
like
three.
something extinct these days.
Yeah, yeah. I still remember when Discovery Turbo Channel came into India. They had this small clip showing their advertisement about the channel, and there in that clip, for 3 4 seconds, a bike goes at 330, and this was this very bike. They showed the same taco and the speedo doing 320 330, and I was smiling, and that's my baby going. So this is that one rare bike which I myself got from Thailand in the year 2004. It was brand new, unsold items. In fact, there were four of them lying there. So I went through all the rigmarole involved during those days, paying hefty duties, and it was a not it was a banned kind of item. Nobody could just go and get a motorcycle way back. So I had to
Yes.
really suffer a lot, go through a lot of pain, going every day there to the custom office and pleading with them, okay, please, I am a doctor, do something. And finally they did, no doubt about that. But that was again a beautiful experience, getting this machine on your own without any knowledge of that market in Thailand. But there she is, almost 16 years now, almost touching 50,000 kilometers, and it doesn't skip a beat. It is a bulletproof engine, and the throttle is incomparable. Throttle is incomparable. That's why these things were crazy, right, right from the box. And even at that time, now it has a two brother system. But even at that time, the factory exhaust was titanium. The stock can, though very ugly looking, but it was all titanium.
Sir, someone
So
is
that is
asking
that.
for you to, they want to listen to the sound of this bike as well. Can you please do the honors?
Oh, okay. Let me again. I'll take out the key. Where is the key? Yeah, here it is. So let's see.
Wow.
We let it warm up slightly.
Yes.
So a typical inline four, I mean the typical one, but obviously
Amazing.
it is fantastic the way this baby goes. So like they say, they don't make them anymore. So that's that. And this obviously is a track hooligan. It's a very new machine, 2016 end or 2017, the Daytona 675. I think the best 600 on the planet, even now, before the updated version comes. So this is my one of the recent acquisitions, the 675. It has also a
I have
crazy.
a request. I have a
Sure.
request that maybe this is an idea. You can arrange the motorcycles, like your collection, from a single cylinder to V twin, inline three, and then going up to inline four, and then inline
Yeah.
six. What about,
Yeah.
what do you think about getting an inline six in your garage?
Inline six,
So
sadly,
can
I
I
don't
send it to
like.
your page, sir? Please.
So
Yes.
the only issue is inline six are pretty heavy machines. For example, the Honda Goldwing. I mean that's the only one machine which generally I can remember has an inline six. So, but the weight is a killer. Way back I had the Rune with me for 6 months or so, and I took it to that Murthal dhabas and all. But nice machine, but very heavy to handle. So I'm not a fan of very heavy machines now. So that's the reason. In like six, I really don't think so would be here in the garage. But yes, some other machines would be making their way here, no doubt about that. For example, I want to have almost every brand in the garage. So MV Agusta is next
Amen
in
to
the
that.
pipeline.
Yes.
So that is one thing which is missing, and I have a Harley on my mind,
Okay.
especially the 1200 Roadster. Again, I don't like the big Harleys, and I have a project to make it into a very amazing kind of a cafe racer, the 1200 Roadster. So
Sir, what do
I'm.
you think about the CBX 1000? Have you ridden that bike?
Oh, I haven't. You must have, but I haven't.
I had the, because that was from your era. And sir,
Yeah.
I it's a sincere request, because that is also inline six, that please try and get that machine in your garage. If there is someone who deserves such kind of environment, I mean, it's that machine in your garage.
No doubt,
So
no doubt. Even when I was there in the British National Museum, and one of the displays was there. I went crazy, and even right now, when we were there in New Zealand, the Inver Cargill Museum, it had one CBX 1100. So those, Sunny, the problem is in those bikes are very hard to find, very tough to find a clean mint condition CBX 1100. That's the problem.
I will give you
But
a
it's
hint that please contact Joe from Bangalore. Probably he can get it for
okay.
you,
Oh,
because I
done.
rode
I'll
the
do
bike
that.
that he had.
Done. Superb. I'll
And it
have a
sounds
word
like
with
an
him.
F1 car. It is absolutely, I mean, the when you started the Aprilia, what beats the Aprilia, the only machine, according to me, is that bike,
CBX. CBX.
CBX.
Yeah. All-time favorite, lovely machine, no doubt about that. So that is the only six-cylinder, like you rightly said, could come in here. Not the latest ones like Honda Goldwing or the Valkyrie or the Rune. They're too much weight, too much weight.
Yes.
So that's that.
And sir, somebody is saying that Mark Gujral is asking you, what about the intruder?
I'm not mainly. I'm not into cruisers. I'm into super sports. So Intruder, I had taken it to Suzuki had given it to me in 2010. So we had done the ride till Jaisalmer. So again, lovely torquey machine, but people who can manage heavy machines, for them it is fine. Plus, it's a cruiser. So I'm not into cruisers. So even like I said, I won't be picking up the Harley. My only purpose is to put the clip-ons and make it into a fantastic cafe racer. So I like sitting on the front wheel. That's the thing from day one. That's why you see all the super sports in my garage.
Sir, what
So
about the
Intruder
Rocket
is
3?
nice. Intruder is a lovely machine, very reliable, but it's not for me.
And what about
That's the thing.
Rocket 3?
Rocket 3 again. I mean, I was lucky. My friend way back, he was the first one to get a metallic maroon Rocket 3 direct from New York. It must be early 2000s. So I kept it in my garage for I think a week or 10 days. Amazing torquey machine. I remember going it on the Jaipur highway till Rewari Mode. So I test rode it. Lovely bike, very torquey. But personally, I would really prefer some lighter machines in the region of 200 kilos to 10 to 20 max. So now the power is there, but not that much when I was really young and you was really freak out on blackbirds and all that. So great machine, no doubt. The new one is very compact, which I just sat down in Goa when it was launched. No doubt, Rocket 3 is a beautiful machine. But again, I have a Triumph. I'm very happy with this extreme bike, the 675. So, like I said, I would like go in personally for MV Agusta types. I want to have every batch, every brand in my garage slowly and gradually.
And sir, you missed out a few other bikes. If you can quickly take us through in your garage.
Ah, oh yeah, the I'll
Do you have the
flip it again.
RD350 here, sir?
I'll take you to that other garage. That's in the third garage.
Okay.
Huh. So Abhi, right now this is again one beauty I have. The '07 Honda Repsol is there with the two brothers racing. So and next to it the Ducati Monster. So very mint bikes I have with very low odo readings. So for example, this has just done 16,000. Ducati It's the original 796, the Italian one, just done 1300 kilometers. So I take them out once in 3 months, 3.5 months, because of the number of the bikes. So their turn comes around after that much time only. So these are the two again gems I have. So total four machines here, and then as you saw, five are here, and rest we can go to the. This is the wall which my brother Alex made for this particular garage when I had completed it. So he said, this wall I'll be printing. So he printed with all those pictures of our members. As you can see way back, there's a blackbird also, the black one, as you can see in the center, Captain Vineet. Everybody's there. And I'm sure Mark Gujral is also there somewhere. So this is the intruder of Vipul Nair. So these are some amazing memories. This is our man Alex John on the Street Fighter Ducati. So this was the earlier garage, Sunny, which we were talking. The BHP more is never enough with the
Yes, sir.
CBR 1000R.
This is a legendary portal of dreams. I mean, that is what I want to call it. And I still remember that I picked up the line BHP more is never enough for XBHP
Oh
also.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
amount of
So
time. Yeah,
uh, this is where you came. This
I
place,
remember,
this
sir.
garage.
I can never forget. And this is the first
Correct.
time I saw a big bike. I sat on the
Yeah,
Blackbird. I was with Bunny Punia. He also
yeah,
commented,
yeah,
on a,
yeah, yeah. Correct, correct.
and
So
I mean,
this was this, and then lastly in this whole thing, you can see that's the wardrobe, the biker's wardrobe. I'm going nearer with all the gears out there. The jackets are there, starting from this end. There is the mirror with the reflection, so you have all these jackets there, and down below is the row of helmets. So
wow. So, which is
this is
your favorite helmet here? If you can just tell us that.
favorite helmet. I would say the HJC RPHA. This one, Ben Spees, is autographed by him. Here is the one. This one, the Monster Edition, very very light. This is the one which I really adore. This is a beauty, and I wanted to surprise people with the post. But now, since we are talking about helmets, this is the one because I'm a big fan of the movie Top Gun and the ninjas in it. So this, I'll show it to you right now. This is the helmet which I got custom made. The Mavericks helmet.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sir, the new Top
Maverick
Gun is
Top Gun.
coming, but you need to get the H2 now because he's riding an
Yeah,
H2
I
in
know,
the new
I
one.
know. But I thought I'll just wear it when this lockdown finishes. I'll be on the Aprilia with the matching black and red, and with this on that. So that's how I will welcome a Top Gun 2 in this country in the month of June. So this is my latest customization of the helmet. So that's that, Sunny. So this garage houses this, and plus,
Sir, I
yes.
would be honored if you also have this one in your collection. Our own XBHP helmet,
Oh,
as
oh
you.
yeah, yeah. Oh yes, definitely. You had shown
I mean,
this
I
to
would
me
like
at
to see
this.
this in your garage for sure.
Oh,
You know,
definitely, definitely.
it is
And
something like a mural.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. And
So
this
that
on,
was kind of a
and
plug here. Sorry
lastly,
for that.
lastly, this garage, this on top, these things, the file folders, these are all motorcycling magazines which I subscribe to from America and US. So they have started from 1986, the Cycle World, the Motorcyclist, uh, fast bikes, and all the things you can think of from US and UK. Fast bikes,
What about
like I
XBHP,
said,
sir?
XBHP is there. Yeah, hey, I'll just show you when we go out. I was reading that magazine. So this I have cataloged, and this is unending. I had so many more because even now I get the subscription of these beautiful machines, and I just adore reading them. Obviously, old school, so I love holding my magazine in my hand and going through the pages. tons and tons of motorcycling literatures, all cataloged year-wise, month-wise, and put here. And now this is the best time, and I'm doing that every day, 1 to 1.5 hours. I go back, pick up a magazine, and go through it again. I mean, I definitely feel, okay, yes, it was out of my memory, many articles, and I just go back again. Best time, right time is now in lockdown. Do some reading, especially the bikers. This is the best time to open up the previous issues and go through them. And oh yeah, how could I forget this wall also? This has some lovely events, Sunny. This we are sitting. This picture I just adore. If you can see,
Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
forgetting. This was yes. This was some at
Collector's
the
ride.
Suzuki
Yes.
Center,
Yes.
Basant Kunj, Suzuki office,
2014
Maruti.
collector's ride. Yes.
Oh yes, this was it. It was so lovely. This we had taken Bandit to Spiti Valley in 2010. The Bandit was there, and what this was what we did in 2014, Mars Mikla, and this was Mr. Singhania when he came here to Delhi to launch the ESTD motorcycle, which never took off, along with the virus. Oh yeah, what an appropriate name now. Unfortunately, so
Yes.
yes, this was the launch of the virus motorcycle VYRUS. It was a French company, but sadly again it didn't took off. We knew that very well because the pricing was crazy. So that virus was a very niche kind of a motorcycle. If I remember correctly, it used the Ducati engines. It was a French manufacturer. So these guys were here to launch that, and
So you
Hollister
would
was
be
also there.
glad to know that, sorry to interject, that, I went to the virus headquarters.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, and I'll send you the picture. They're actually
Ah,
Italian, they're not French. But that is hardly, it doesn't matter because, I mean, it's the
okay.
neighboring countries. But,
Super.
I rang the bell, but nobody came out. But that photo I still have. That was one of the
Okay.
favorite things I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we are with another one of your events where there we are with the Miss Gulpanak, a very ardent biker. Again with John Abraham. This was some that IP at that international some hockey league at the national stadium. So again, Mars Mikla. So some pictures of the track. Oh, I had this beaking also. What a machine! Kept it for
Oh,
7, 8 months.
yes.
This
Absolutely.
was super Hayabusa naked, as you all know. So this was that. This we had welcomed F1 when it first came onto the track. The F1 race, we were there. So a lot of memories on the wall. In fact, there's so many. This again, Sunny, you'll remember that you were not there when I had these two beauties in that same garage. The GPX
Unfortunately, yes.
600 Ninja GPS 600 Ninja and the Honda V4 Interceptor 750. So these were the two beauties which I own, and that's it. And oh yeah, one amazing picture. I think before my RD came, a year before, this thing. Uh,
Wow.
this is the same house with that deluxe bullet I remember, which turned out to be pretty shitty once I wrote the RD. So and this, if you can see this at that time, like I said, the bodybuilding also took off this
So I
in the
want to
same
ask
year.
you something right now,
Sure.
because you're talking about bodybuilding. Who was your favorite idol? I mean, as far as bodybuilding is concerned.
At that time, he was the man who has signed this photograph. If you can see, you can read the first thing, Prem. The full name of this gentleman is Prem Chand Degra, the first Mr.
Okay.
Olympia. So he
So
had come
really,
over to my house and I told him, sir, please, I need an autograph on this particular photo. So Prem Chand Degra, he was my idol and still is.
wow.
And then Mr. Naval Kapoor, Mr. India 1978, who started this whole culture of bodybuilding by opening the gym first time in the early 80s, very early 80s, by the name of Body Temple. So that became a rage. And these were the two gentlemen who were absolutely natural at that time. There were no supplements, nothing, only sheer hard work and hard work. And then they became Mr. Universe and one became Mr. India. So Prem Chand
Wow.
Degra is the person. So on this. on this autograph. The signature is his. So again, this would be 1984, I guess, because in 85 I got the RD and Gixxer 750, some cruisers, all memories. And this is I'm standing in this house only with my brand new RD 350, all stock, all stock. I'll show you what I've done to the RD right now. It's been almost
Yes,
now
sir.
15
I
years.
want to see.
This is the GPX Ninja close up. What a machine it was at that time, 600 cc. And rest is all stuff. This was I remember at the inauguration of the Harley, the chief engineer, forgetting his name. He was there at the Harley inauguration when they started operations in India. So we were invited. So there's that. A lot of other pictures. And oh yes, yes, one is important. I think my first super bike. I'm coming over.
Sir, you have
This
really a dreamland.
this as you can see, Sunny, this is a
Wow.
440 cc parallel twin Kawasaki 440 LTD. And this I bought it from a friend, again, a West Bengal import. It had belt drive. Can you imagine? Belt drive, 440 cc LTD, 38 horsepower.
So
So
what is
this
the
is
name
one
of
machine.
this?
440 LTD Limited. Kawasaki
Wow.
440 LTD.
And where is
It's
this right
parallel
now?
twin. Paddle twin, almost 38 bhp. So this was what a machine, and I remember people going mad when I used to take it out on the streets. So
Wow.
this was it, and this again was a golden moment. I think the class of 2003, Yamaha Thundercat 1000, the Blackbird, and the iconic Ducati 916. I think
Absolutely.
I have picture there of the front also. This is a 916. It's a 2003 picture in front of that old garage, and by the side where the baby which you saw and you just went bonkers, Sunny. This is the
Yes.
Blackbird which you saw in the
Yes.
garage.
And this is
Yeah,
also, sir, my first bike, my big bike.
yeah, yeah. You were telling me. You were telling me. So that's it. Rest is this Gixxer which came much later on, the 1100. Again, this is the backside of this particular house. So
Wow.
that Hulk that I've shown, yeah, this Kardungla I've already shown. Again, a very beautiful thing slightly later. 2004, I was the official doctor of the raid the Himalaya. And boy, what a raid it
Wow.
was. Even my friend, the organizer, Vijay Parmar ji, he was saying, Doc, this is the first time it has happened that we have got stuck so badly in snow at early September. It was a complete washout. Three or four people got lost. I think more than that. The whole of the thing was just ruined, I think, on the very third day of the raid. And thankfully, that celebrity was there with us. I'm forgetting her name. The South Indian actress was there. I just remember her name. She was there, so that's how the army, anyways, was excellent. But they really went into action. Revti was there. She had directed also some movies. So Revti was part of the rally, and that's how
Great.
the evacuations were very, very prompt. So can't forget this kind of this rally in 2004. So
Right.
other the brothers winning the JK National racing in Delhi on the BIC. And what else?
So
This
there
is
are a lot
flexing.
of.
This was when then the lake was absolutely pure. The Pangong Lake was pure. This was pre Three Idiots movie. After that, so as you know, this became crazy going there with all the tents and all that nonsense. That this was absolutely virginal, pure, with nobody there. So I thought this is the best place to flex some muscles. So that's what I did. This would be '04 or '05 in Leh Ladakh, Pangong. So our first international trip to Thailand, 37 riders, that was 8 years ago. We started this whole project, riding internationally once a year. So that's how we started with the north of Thailand, Chiang Mai and all that stuff, Chiang Rai, the Golden Triangle, the good old Golden Triangle. So that's the picture of the first trip. And What else? Anything more interesting?
For your
Lot
bike
of
now,
stuff
we want to
actually.
hear your RD or your the other bikes.
Yes, the third garage has 5 bikes. So I'm taking you there, and I'm just waiting here. Any more interesting thing? No, I think we are done. This was one nice portrait clicked by a friend with the
Yes.
very filmy
Yes.
pose on the Honda V4. So this was this, and oh yeah, this is the rune. This is the rune, as you can see. This is the rune, yeah, and the beaking together. Yeah, lovely machines, especially the
Great.
beaking. I really miss her every day. That was a
Unfortunately, I don't know why they've stopped production. Really, no
yeah,
idea.
2006. This was last, but the beaking was a real hurricane. So that's it, guys. Then I'll take you there to and one a small nice thing. 2006. This gentleman said, "Ke dog, you can sit on my boss
Oh,
horse." So and
wow.
he started it for me. I was visiting U.S. and Canada. This is at Niagara Falls, and I just was drooling over the machine. And then I introduced myself, and I told him that I have a 12-hour and one or two machines. He said, Doc, why don't you sit on the machine? I'll start it for you. So this gentleman on the right is the owner. This was my privilege to just feel the throttle of this monster. So that was that. So this picture is there. And that's it, I guess, on this wall, Spiti Valley and all that stuff. So let's go to the other side now, which I have,
Absolutely,
which
sir.
houses my first machine, the RD. So let's go. Oh, here is the XPHP magazine. This one. See
Yes,
that, Sunny?
the
Yeah.
same one as
See,
your T-shirt. And sir, it
yeah,
has the
goes with
boss.
the t-shirt.
If you notice,
Goes with the t-shirt. So
if you
now,
notice, it has the boss house on the cover.
oh yeah, yes. So the final garage. So this is.
Wow.
I'll just switch on the lights. So in this lockdown, so I have been decorating this. It is incompletely done. I am at it. So by the time we are through with the lockdown, you will see a lot of pictures and other stuff on the wall. So this is my last collection, the second generation Busa, the 14R first generation. What a monster this machine is. And
Absolutely.
this is my normal Duke 390, which I keep taking out for Spiti and other extreme trips. And that's the BMW 1200R. And this, which started it all, the Yamaha RD 350 made into a cafe racer. It's been almost now, I think, 20 years in this kind of a avatar, the cafe racer.
So can you
So
start it, please?
let me, it's gonna take some
It's not.
time,
Yeah,
Sunny.
it's not easy how to pick it, right?
Yeah, I have to kick it, and then it hasn't been started. I really don't
No,
know
it's
about
okay.
the
Please
condition
do
of
it.
the battery. So this is the tank which I still remember. I went all the way to Mayapuri, that junk market, because I came to know there's a nice guy who crafts it with his own hands, beating the metal with his hands, bare hands, and that's what he made at that time. So
Wow.
single thin dual tone seat, the Proton company, which was very famous at that time from Madras, Tamil Nadu, Proton. So I put those expansion chambers, got them specially from there. Rest, obviously, it's a HT model, so power is not lacking. So the disc brake is there, disc is there. This
Yeah.
is pre-call. I'll just go towards that
I think
side.
so. This was called the
This
Widowmaker. I think.
Yeah, at that time. Though, sadly, as always, India got the worst of the RDs. This was introduced, as you know, in Japan in 1971. The very first with the drum, no disc brakes, and no alloy wheels, nothing. I mean, we should have got in by 84, we should have easily got the RD 400 with CDI ignition, no points, disc brakes, and alloy wheels. But we got this. So,
Yeah.
this what I made. Rest all is stock. The front meters were different. Aftermarket company from Bombay, forgetting the name. This I did my own kind of a stuff, the battery and the temperature. So this I am forgetting. This was some Suzuki dirt bike, the master cylinder I sourced from. And the rest, like I said, this is all Precall's disc brake. with the calipers. So that is that. So this baby started it all, and I still have it in mint
Okay.
condition. Take it out once in 2 months or so for 10, 15 kilometers to keep it going. So it taught me a lot. In fact, this machine taught me a lot how to handle carburetors, what timing was all about. I mean, even manually, I still have those Bohm and Mercier gauges, which I especially somehow managed from the Scots company through contacts to just time the two cylinders manually. And then later on, I shifted on to a timing gun. I still have all those tools in my garage, the sun timing gun. So
Wow.
that was that. So she taught me what synchronization was, how to handle and clean carburetors. So it was a headache, but I loved it. Every 1,100 kilometers, you could feel kitch, 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 this synchro getting out. And then I used to sit down and do the whole thing again and again. But once you got it right, then there was nothing quite like it. That's one thing for sure. So it was high on maintenance. That's why I always feel that why the hell we got the 1971 RD350? Why not the later ones without the timing points and timing ignition? We should have got the CDI version. Though, as you know, Sunny, the Delhi Cops also got something and they shifted over to the CDI units, but they were a flop. I rode there one of their machines and it was the performance was not up to the mark. So this is
Sir,
the
we would never, most of the people that are in my generation, we would never get to know the nuances of most of the things related to two strokes. And
yeah,
in fact,
exactly. Yeah,
but sir, somebody
exactly.
is asking, Pali is asking that which is your favorite motorcycle that you have owned, and probably which is something that you want to own in the future.
There's so many favorites. I would say there's so many favorites, but right now, out of all these, I would say in big bikes, my 12R is the favorite one because again, repeatedly, I keep saying there is the
But can
throttle.
we see
It's
your face, please?
pardon.
Can we see your face, please? I mean,
Okay, sure,
now,
sure, sure,
yeah.
sure, sure, sure. So
Yes, sir.
I would say this thing. I would say out of this, the big bikes, I would say the 12R is the favorite. It's a sheer beauty, the looks, and the way it goes. And in the liter bikes, it's a very tough fight between the R1 and the Ninja 10R. So almost both are equivalent, but R1 has the slight edge, I would say, because of the front end feel. The braking is outstanding, even for a oh 07. The braking and the front end feel is just like the, I would say, I can't compare, but it is close to the new BMW S1000RR. That kind of a feel. It might be
Right.
70% of that, but it says a lot for that machine, which is that old, 13, 14 years now, and the front end. So power wise, almost the same. Ninja, I feel, is slightly more on power. Kawasaki's always have this kind of a thing, whether it's the 14R, 10 or 12, the power is like really raw. It might be 5% more, it might be 10% more, but yes, they are more. So those are the ninjas. So my favorite is like that. But right now, which the recent ones, which made me go bonkers on the track also, for
Right.
was the Ducati V4. I mean, the Panigale V4 S and R both have ridden, but I mean, they are unbelievable. I mean, I was really surprised with so many years of giving throttles and experiencing speeds, some crazy speeds, but that bike was still scary. Nothing scares me regarding motorcycles. It might go off or something, but that machine, the V4, you cannot afford to make a mistake. It is that mental. And obviously, what I got from Ducati for a test also, apart from the track, was all prepped up. It had all the full Acra system with the remapping of the ECU, and it had some crazy, crazy power. I mean, so that is one thing which I wish it would be there in my garage. But that after MV, because MV, I'm not a big fan of MV. I've ridden some MVs, but I want them in my garage. So to answer the question, the future would be what I would be lusting for right now would be this thing, the Ducati V4.
And sir, at this point of time, you have told us a lot about machines. Now, can we shift a little bit to the
Yep.
rider, the human being, the human body? Because you being a doctor, you being into bodybuilding and fitness yourself, and one can see right now that you have that spark which you usually see in a young person, the youth. That is probably because, of course, of motorcycles, but also that you took care of your body. Can I
Yes, no doubt about
please?
that. No doubt about that.
Can I ask you how old are you, please?
I am through with
Oh,
58,
young.
so I'm into my 59th now.
Wow. Yeah.
So October I finished 58, so 59th is going on. So
So this is
almost
making
a
me
senior.
a bit uncomfortable because you are exactly 20 years elder
No,
to
no,
me. And
nothing,
what
nothing
are the
like that.
tips?
Together in the same board of this board known as motorcycling. So age is like they actually say just a number. It is the thing which is inside you which fires you up. So obviously being physically fit is very important. I still remember very recently last year June, the way we managed my I think ninth or tenth trip of Leh Ladakh, this area which I had not gone. So I was very much interested. The area, I mean, on one side of the Pangong Lake, the Merak and Sokar. So I've never visited that in my so many trips before. So this time I went there. What not happened is unbelievable. Everything which could go wrong happened. We started the first day crash near Jalandhar of a person riding with us. So what not? So delays and delays, and I was taking care of him in the hospital local while others were taking care of his machine. So that's how the first day started, and then the snow. I mean, we thought that by somewhere around 8th or 9th of June, everything would get opened, the passes and all. So somehow that was not happening. So we forgot about the original route from Manali. We diverted, 27 of us, we diverted through Srinagar. Again, last minute booking, but all thanks to Preet Sharma, Power of Gods, who has a touring company. He managed that to take care of 27 people at the last moment. Then a couple of KTMs were there from the rental service. So they started showing their true colors once we crossed Patni Top and we started towards Srinagar. And suddenly one of them just stopped. There was no current, nothing. Took 3 hours for me and my brother Anuj to open up the machine and to find a small fault by the bunch of wires which go into the head console. One of the wires was broken, already repaired. So that's how, I mean, it went on and on every day, some problem or the other, delays of 5 hours, 6 hours, getting stuck near Durbuk in the middle of the night around 8 p.m., thinking you are almost there to Merak, it's just 50 away. And then another KTM gives up. I mean, electrical issues, that power commander kind of a thing, race dynamics,
At
that
this
gave up.
point, can I ask you something? You know that
Ah,
there are a lot of people. This is in continuation with what you're saying. That if you want to give tips to people, how to number one manage your mind, because as a motorcyclist, road rage is your biggest enemy, and number
yeah,
two, your body. You know how to ensure that you motorcycle as long as possible in your 50s, in your 60s. And you know the trend which we see these days because of the accessibility of motorcycles is that more and more older elder people, you know, in terms
yeah.
of age, they are actually adopting motorcycling, and you know, not only big motorcycles like small 100 cc, 150 cc's. So what would be your tip to people who are in their 20s, especially? How should they keep themselves fit mentally and both physically, like objectively?
Like you said, I mean, people in their 20s and 30s, they have the advantage of age, and that's a big advantage. I mean, I can myself feel the deterioration in the power happening. That's why I don't like the big bikes any longer. It's tough to handle 250, 260 kilos on long trips and all. So my mantra, whether it's 20 years old or 50 or 60, the mind is the main thing. I mean, you have to be mentally strong. Yes, physically also is important so that you can undertake long journeys. I mean, and you don't get fatigued both physically as well as mentally. So it starts right from the beginning. In your 20s, like I started way back when biking started in 84, I hit the gym at that time. Some of these two things happened simultaneously, and I've never let it go. Both of them, they're very part of my life every day. So, plus, obviously, I would recommend that I don't smoke, I don't drink. These things do make a difference. I have seen with my own eyes people having major issues because of the smoking issues, respiratory difficulty, distress happening, coughing, and you feel very nauseous and all that because you are not fit. So my advice would be to not to go into these things at all, drinking as well as smoking, if you want to be a very healthy person overall. Obviously, when you are a biker and you are undertaking long trips, so it is very pertinent you don't get into all these things. Secondly, is the most important thing to have a healthy diet. I mean, I let go the oils and all those things and all this nonsense stuff. It was my phase in my life which I used to have every kind of a nonsense junk food. Everybody goes through that, but you realize suddenly one day, yeah, this is not happening. You're gaining unnecessary weight. You're looking stupid. You can't even run for 2 kilometers. So it happens, and then you just have the you should have the willpower to say yes, enough is enough. To change your diet pattern, go on to healthy stuff. I mean, everybody knows how to do about it. Everybody knows. It's not rocket science. It's just your willpower. Okay, I have to let the sweets go. I have to let my drinking go. I have to be healthy. Is the mind which is the strongest. So, but do those things which I'm saying. Like I said, everyone knows, but people don't follow. That is the problem. You have to get motivated yourself. Whether you see somebody doing that, that motivates you, or like you get the fire from within, which is the best thing, I would say, from within. And then you see the difference within 2 months. Just give it 1.5 to 2 months, 8 to 10 weeks, and then you will be addicted to it. Like I am now so much, I was unhappy 3 weeks what to do. Then I took out my old dumbbells and I am doing with my those elastic bands and all that to at least do something even in this time of lockdown. Don't sit idle and gain weight. So be healthy all the time, all the time.
And sir, last but not the least, thank you so much for your time. One question: if when the lockdown ends, which is a motorcycle that you're going to ride first, and where to?
I think where to I haven't decided, but this baby 12 hour, which I was showing you, that's been standing here for the past 3.5 to 4 months now. So ये उसका number अब आएगा because I keep that mentally in my mind which has to go out which Sunday. So the moment the lockdown opens, 12 hour is going out, and most probably some of our Sunday rides which will be decided soon, and definitely a short trip. We just did that before the lockdown. We went to uh, Ajmer and Pushkar. We just came back before the lockdown, and now something like that into the hills. I'll be finalizing. So that's the plan post lockdown.
Well, Deepa Malik ma'am is in the house, so hello to her
Oh
as
wow!
well.
Say a big hi to
And
her. So it's,
she'll
another
probably
very
be next one.
inspiring personality and an amazing human being. What a personality she is.
So, Doc, so I'm looking forward to be riding with you, sir, very soon.
Yeah. And
And
one
as
small thing
always,
I would like to add, Kay, in these times when we are sitting at home, just take care of your babies. By babies, I mean these babies. So whether it's the regular maintenance or whatever you feel like doing, which you have never ever done. For example, you've never lubricated any kind of a cable there or any joints, or you haven't tightened any nuts and bolts. Do that. Take care of. Obviously, engine oil change and everything is a given, but something out of the ordinary. Most probably you'll be having the front disc brake these days. Open it out. If you have the spray cans, wash it out with the spray with the disc cleaners and all that, and the brake cleaner, sorry. Do such things. Do some chain maintenance. Give 30, 40 minutes every day to your motorcycle or motorcycles, and do that, which I keep doing. Even if you have a single bike, make it absolutely tip top. That's my advice to you. Like, and the second one, keep reading, even if there are novels or not. But I go into my old biking issues and I have a great time as if I'm reading them for the first time. So keep doing that. We are bikers. We can't sit idle. I know it's very tough, but then shower all the love to your babies. That's my final advice in this lockdown. And stay put, stay put, stay put.
thank you so much, sir, and it's always a pleasure. And
Same
hope
here.
you're until April 14th. And I know where I'm riding first, probably to your garage now, after many years.
All lovely.
So I know
Always
my
welcome.
destination.
Always welcome.
All right, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
sir,
you so much.
and thanks
Bye,
for your
guys.
time.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, so that was Dr. Arun Thareja, and I am going to end this in my own little garage here, surrounded by a lot of different beauties, all the scale models. We'll be back with another person, another personality very soon. And hopefully, you'll also enjoy that. Till then, stay at home, do something productive, think of what you will be doing after the lockdown, and take care.